Kenya, a country featuring on the international scene for the past few years. A number of things worth taking note of, such as athletics, cultural preservation, especially by the Maasai, and the friendly nature of the Kenyan natives, coupled by, of course, a myriad of tourist attraction sites. In this feature story, I will be highlighting on some of the notable sites to unwind at in this beautiful land. The Masai Mara, one of the most famous and important wildlife conservation and wilderness areas in Africa. World renowned for its exceptional populations of lion, African leopard, cheetah, and African bush elephant. It hosts the Great Migration, which secured it as one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa and as one of the 10 wonders of the world. The Greater Mara ecosystem encompasses areas known as the Masai Mara National Reserve, the Mara Triangle, and several Maasai conservancies including Koyaki, Lemek, Mara North, Olkinyei, Oloiren, and Kimintet. The Masai Mara is one of the most famous safari destinations in Africa. There are a number of lodges and tented camps catering for tourists inside or bordering the reserve and within the various separate conservancies which border the main reserve. However, the main reserve is unfenced, even along the border with Serengeti, which means there is free movement of wildlife throughout the ecosystem. Although 1/3 of the whole Masai Mara is in the western part of the larger reserve, the Mara Triangle has only 2 permanent lodges within its boundaries, namely the Mara Serena Lodge and Little Governor's Camp. The rangers patrol constantly, which means there is less poaching and excellent game viewing. There is also strict control over vehicle numbers around animal sightings, allowing for better experience when out on a drive. There are several airfields which serve the camps and lodges in the Masai Mara, including Mara Serena Airstrip, Musiara Airstrip, and Nyerende Airstrip. Several airlines such as SafariLink and Air Kenya Fly schedule services from Nairobi and elsewhere multiple times a day. Helicopter flights over the reserve are limited to a minimum height of 1,500 feet. Game drives are the most popular activities in the Masai Mara, but other activities include hot air ballooning, nature walks, photographic safaris, and cultural experiences. The BBC television show titled Big Cat Diary was filmed in the Masai Mara. The show followed the lives of the big cats living in the reserve. The show highlighted scenes from the reserve's Musiara Marsh area and the Leopard Gorge, the Fig Tree Ridge areas, and the Mara River, separating the Serengeti and the Masai Mara. In 2018, the Angama Foundation, a non-profit affiliated with Angama Mara, launched the Greatest Masai Mara Photographer of the Year competition, showcasing the Mara as a year-round destination and raise funds for conservation initiatives active in the Mara. Mount Kenya National Park. Established in 1949 to protect Mount Kenya, the wildlife and surrounding environment which forms a habitat for wild animals, as well as acting as an area for the catchment of water. Climbing to 5,199 meters, Mount Kenya is the second tallest mountain in Africa. The scenery surrounding this designated World Heritage Site is breathtaking. It is pristine wilderness with lakes, tarns, glaciers, dense forest, mineral springs, and a selection of rare and endangered species of animals. High altitude adapted plains game and unique montane and alpine vegetation. Visitors can enjoy mountain climbing, camping, and caving with the mountain's rugged glacier-clad peaks providing the perfect backdrop. Most people come to the Mount Kenya National Park to climb the mountain. There are several routes up the mountain, which has 3 peaks. Most tourists climb to Point Lenana, which at 4,985 meters is the 3rd highest peak. Only climbers with advanced technical climbing ability are allowed to attempt the other 2 peaks. You will pass through several different ecosystems on your ascent, from tropical rainforest, which is home to the buffalo, the elephant, and to the bamboo forest, then the upland heath, which is home to many strange plants such as the giant lobelia and rosette plants. This then gives way to a barren land of rock, ice, and snow. The Mount Kenya National Park is located about 175 kilometers from Nairobi. It covers around 700 square kilometers, protecting the mountain between altitudes of 11,000 feet and 17,000 feet above sea level. There is a good tar road that circles the base of the mountain, connecting the region's main towns, namely Narumoro, Nanyuki, Meru, and Embu. Nairobi National Park. Established in 1946, about 7 kilometers south of Nairobi. It is fenced on 3 sides. The open southern boundary allows migrating wildlife to move between the park and the adjacent Kitengela Plains. Despite its proximity to the city and its relative small size, it boasts a large and varied wildlife population and is one of Kenya's most successful rhinoceros sanctuaries. The park has a large and diverse wildlife population. Species found in the park include lions, leopards, African buffalo, black rhinoceros, giraffe, hippos, spotted hyena, blue wildebeest, Thompson's gazelle, Grant's gazelle, common eland, impala, hartebeest, waterbuck, common warthog, common ostrich, and the Nile crocodile. Herbivores including wildebeest and zebra use the Kitengela Conservation Area and Migration Corridor to the south of the park to reach the Athi Kapiti Plains. They disperse over the plains in the wet season and return to the park in the dry season. The concentration of wildlife in the park is greatest in the dry season, when areas outside the park have dried up. Small dams built along the Mbagathi River give the park more water resources than these outside areas. They attract water-dependent herbivores during the dry season. The park is in the northern limit for wildlife migration in the dry season. The park has a high diversity of bird species with up to 500 permanent and migratory species in the park. Dams have created a man-made habitat for birds and aquatic species. Nairobi National Park is the main tourist attraction for visitors to Nairobi. Visitor attractions includes the park's diverse bird species, cheetahs, hyenas, leopards, and lion. Other attractions are the wildebeest and zebra migration in July and August, the ivory burning site monument, and the inhabitants of Nairobi visit the park, and thousands of Kenyan children on school field trips visit the park each week. The park's Wildlife Conservation Education Center has lectures and video shows about wildlife and guiding tours of the park and animal orphanage. These tours are primarily, but not exclusively, to educate schools and local communities. There has been criticism about animal housing, and they have now more spacious housing in a more natural environment. The Kenya Wildlife Service has created a safari walk that highlights the variety of plants and animals that are in Kenya and how they affect Kenya's population. The list goes on and on, such as the Kenyan coastline, the rich cultural traits of the different communities in the country. A quick highlight on to-go places on the Kenyan coastline include Wasini Island, Watamu Beaches, Malindi, Fort Jesus in Mombasa, the Vasco da Gama Pillar, Old Town Mombasa, Kongowea Market, Diani, which ranked as one of the cleanest beaches in the world. A huge array of top-tier hotels such as the English Point Marina, offering top-tier experiences at the coast. The Sarova Group of Hotels, the Panari Group of Hotels, just to mention but a few. Kenya is our homeland and we take pride in our motherland. Tembea Kenya, Jenga Kenya.